Bunny, 大丈夫？それよりもなぜここに？
My friends, we are so back. I just got done watching Secrets of the Silent Witch. This was episode number 11, and this was a really good episode. And I'm going to tell you guys this up front, especially because you just clicked on the video. I don't know if this video, or I don't know if this episode, it brought a smile to my face. I really enjoyed it, but I want to make sure that I let you know that that might not be completely genuine, because today I watched Betrothed to My Sister's Ex, which was it was an okay. It ended. It had its last episode today. I watched Watari-kun. It's another anime that's like, it's a romance kind of anime type deal, and it was kind of sucky. Then I watched the ending of Call of the Night, which you may or may not know, and that ending was kind of sucky too. So Secrets of Silent Witch, which is like oh my god, it's like a, I don't know how you say it, but like when you watch a lot of seasonal anime and you're watching a lot of anime in the same day, when you're watching kind of like poo-poo anime and like they're just like really disappointing episodes, and then one of them is just like better than them, you're like, oh my god, this was so good. So you kind of feel like this maybe disingenuous excitement. And I want to make sure that I convey that. Although I do think this episode is really good, that a part of it might be it was good by comparison because I just got done watching all of these other shows today. So I just want to be honest. But regardless, I think this was a really good episode because, you know, it had Monica mending her relationship with Bernie without a lot of action. Well, without a lot of words, but a lot of action. You know, later in the episode, you know, as the episode was going on, Bernie finally figures out, okay, yeah, this is in fact Monica. I think he saw it from like the moment that, you know, from the moment he saw her, I think he kind of put it together. You know, she has a very distinct build, right? She's tiny. She has a certain voice. Like, yes, she looks prettier. She said, you know, she looks a certain way, but she's very distinct. And I think he knew that from the beginning. And he, you know, he sees her and he calls her out for it. And she's fearful, right? She's shy. She's introverted. And the one person that she kind of felt safe with to kind of be herself with for a time destroyed her and betrayed her and became a prideful dickhead, essentially. And that made her go inside of herself even more. So, you know, he calls her out and she tries to push through it with a little gusto. And thankfully her friend comes and kind of acts as a shield. And Monica's able to kind of say her piece where, you know, like, I've always looked up to you. I practiced because I wanted to be your equal. And I also wanted to be someone that maybe you could look up to. And, you know, we could, you know, have a give and take type friendship. And I wanted to be somebody that you would be like, oh, she's so cool and whatever else. And basically she was telling him the truth, but kind of drumming up these feelings that, no, that can't be it. That can't be it. She looked down on me. Because he kind of created this narrative in his head about Monica, which is as far from the truth as it could be. And it was just jealousy. And he painted her with a brush that was just not the right color. And her friend notices it too. And she's like, hey, you know, men who live in the past are like, they're dickheads. You know what I mean? Like, you're an asshole. And he felt some type of way about it. And then he finally realizes his past teacher. And then, you know, that person's from like some, I don't know, the Dragon Kingdom or something like that. But he uses like, you know, transformation, magecraft or something like that. And Monica comes and saves him because of Rosalind, whatever the blonde lady's name is. And in that moment that she's overcoming something so easily that he couldn't, he realizes that he kind of, he's his own worst enemy. And it's not because he's not talented. It's because she was just a genius, you know, that he got to be a part of. And he's kind of, well, he woke up basically in that moment and he immediately saw when she was like chanting, you know, not chanting, doesn't have to chant. He was like, oh shit, she's about to just mollywop this dude. And she did. And, you know, he covers for her and basically like they silently made up in that moment. I was like, that's cool. She kind of low key got her friend back, you know, because he's not gonna be a dick forever. He woke up you know, which I was like, okay, that's cool. So I appreciated that, and I thought that was pretty cool for them to kind of mend that relationship. And then everything else, you know, kind of throw some twists and turns in there with this random kingdom that, you know, maybe it's after the prince too. Everybody wants to kill this kid for whatever reason. And I think that was a really cool thing too. And, you know, they kind of put him on lockdown, and we'll see what turmoil Monica's going to face as we go into the last 2 episodes of the season now, with next week's episode 12 and then episode 13 being the last one of the season. So 2 more before we end. So yeah, good episode. Really enjoyed it. I had a couple of laughs. I got behind Monica. I was like, yeah, get him, Monica, you know, and her growth. I think when you can see a character's growth clearly through a season of a show, like when they've definitely made improvements show after show or episode after episode, they've become something else. I think it's always cool, whether they became evil or they became a god or a hero or whatever. When you get to see that progression, it's really cool. And for her, it's kind of like she was already OP. So for her, it's more socialistically and as a person have her personality match her power. So I think it was cool. So I think this was an easy 8 out of 10 episode. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. But I definitely want to start the video letting you know that it could be a death by comparison, to where I watched so much poo-poo today that this one seems like a golden poo, you know? So yeah, that's all I got for you guys. I'll see you guys next week. You guys have a great rest of your week, a great rest of your month, your year, whenever you're watching this, and I'll see you guys next week for episode number 12. Peace.